So this is what I call the Pink Palace. I got to choose my colors, so I chose Hugs and Kisses. And I painted it myself, along with the rest of this house. Hi, Miss Amber.
Hi, Annie. Oh, it looks nice in here.
This is Miss Amber.
Hi.
She's here to work. She's a great help. She's been on this project since the very beginning. So
we painted this house, the exterior. It was really hot.
When you hear someone saying you got to paint a house, you think about painting a house. You know, this is like 4 houses basically.
And then you see the aerial view with this, like a patio,
Oh,
benches.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, and then he's going to fix it so that this will be low maintenance lawn care.
Right.
He's got a good plan. One of the things that Homeless Outreach Team does is help people to shelter, get off the streets, out of the elements that other shelters can help. And we met Jason and Amber through that kind of situation where they were a couple. To shelter, they would have had to split. Jason to the men's shelter, Amber to the women's shelter. They couldn't do that. They were inseparable. They've been through a lot together, including coming from addiction together. They're battling that together.
Mine started with addiction, started with prescription painkillers from a family doctor. And my parents were my rock, and they both suddenly died pretty close together, and I handled it pretty poorly. Started abusing those. That led to heroin. That led to homelessness. And it was, I think, January. It was really cold. We were sneaking into a building, going to the 8th floor and sleeping on a cement slab. And on top of it being freezing, if we would have got caught, we would have went to jail for trespassing. That's when I met Steve. And he told us about a shelter that he had, that we were welcome in, that we could be together in, which was amazing to me because he did go to a men's shelter for 3 weeks without me, and it was horrible. I mean, when that's all the family you have and they're gone and you're by yourself, it just, there's no hope. It's a horrible feeling.
I was diagnosed with severe depression and PTSD. I met the HOT team while I was homeless, and I started working with them. We painted, we did the woodwork, we sanded, we mudded. So we're trying to make it look nice and lovely for the folks who are gonna pass through here. So we're doing a pretty good job. We just put our nose to the grindstone and go, go, go. Pot of coffee, I'll go for 12 hours. Okay, now we're gonna go to the 3rd floor. We've completed the front bedroom. I painted that, I mudded it, and as you can see, we already have it occupied. Hi, Ken. That's Biker Ken.
Hey guys.
He travels around the United States evangelizing to people.
My name is Kenneth Newell. For about the last 2 years, I've been riding this bike with this gear and taking it around the United States and sharing my stories from the road with the people through Facebook. When I rode into Canton, Ohio, on my way to the East Coast, I ended up meeting Stephen Robinson and the Homeless Outreach Team, and I fell in love really fast with what they're doing here. And I decided to stay and postpone my East Coast trip for as long as it takes to help them get this place in order. Their goal is to create a safe environment for people who are struggling with addictions or problems from their past. They are literally catching these people on their way down. You know, they're stopping the spiral and giving them the opportunity to study the Word of God, be in places of worship all throughout the week, Sunday school, prayer group. They're giving them a home, food, shelter, and the time needed for those people to take a second look, you know, and to reassess their life and the path which they're on.
I went from homeless to having a mailbox with my name on it. My name is Colin. I went to Elliott High School. My senior year, we moved to Canton, so I didn't finish high school. I got a good job, and I pursued that. That's when I started getting into drugs. And from there, just started with weed, alcohol, and it progressed into harder drugs. Cocaine, pills. Got kicked out, lost my job, became homeless, started walking the streets. I've slept in dumpsters and everything. I was able to get in contact with Steve through an acquaintance outside the shelter. And he and the homeless outreach team helped me and put me in a place, gave me food, everything that I needed. This is where I stay. Now at the time, this was the most habitable place. And I mean, it's really not that bad. Well, coming from a dumpster to this, you know, this is great. So I'm still cleaning up. There's still some work to be done. Kitchen, fridge that works, stove that works. Got my cot. This is where I do all my Bible study. As you can see, my book's open. I have all sorts of stuff about God everywhere.
Hey, Colin?
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to take place is I want to take this, the condition that it's in, and I want to turn it into a building. I'm sorry. I want it to be a place that we would not be ashamed to have Jesus himself stay here if he came to town. And that's what I'm asking for help with from the community and you. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you participate. And so doing the work and doing the labor as you're pulling yourself through, you know, working a 40-hour work week, I just see that as a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Hey, I love you, Steve.
Love you too.
I love what you're doing, too.
Thanks.
And I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I really am.
And I'm glad you are. One day, you'll wake up and you'll have your own apartment. You'll have some girlfriend and a car, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is like what a regular person's life is like. I hope it does work out for both of us and for God and for God's glory.